What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are speaking about the 5 most common errors that people make when executing a straight punch. This is a little series I want to focus on where we go through knees, front kicks, pretty much every technique, but we're going to start today with the most basic, which is the straight punch. But even though it's basic, there's still loads of mistakes you might be making. Before we get to the episode, all the details on how to improve that straight punch, I want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this episode, Organifi. They are a superfood powder. So basically, if you love cold pressed juices, but you're going, oh my gosh, they're so expensive, like $10, $12 per glass, you can just utilize this, throw it in some water. I'm absolutely loving it. Price equivalent, it costs about $2 per glass, and you just throw it in. I started here, and I went right down because I love this stuff. My wife likes the cacao and the pumpkin spice for nighttime or in the morning, and we're just absolutely thrilled about this product. If you want to grab some of this, you want to try it out, head over to Organifi.com/Varga. Use the promo code Varga for 20% off. And now let's move into the 5 most common mistakes that you will see when somebody's executing their straight punch. Number 1, when Rach goes into her fighting stance, let's say she's throwing the jab towards me. Many people forget about what this hand, the non-punching arm, is doing. And it's not as simple as just only keeping it up. It is, I guess, if this hand is already there when you start, but a lot of people, they keep their hands out here, and then when they go to punch, they forget about this one. It either drops or stays here, which leaves them exposed for the hook. So make sure that the hand finishes there. She throws the jab and that hand stays locked. Do not neglect this hand. The next mistake that is often made is this hand, which is punching, or let's say you're punching off the cross now, you telegraph. That could mean she either, put it back. That means she either pulls it to preload and then tries to hit me, or she drops the level of the hand and then comes out. Both of those are wrong because they're going to make the punch length longer. The time it takes to execute from here to there is too slow, and that gives me time to go, uh-oh, she's throwing, and I'm going to move. So make sure that the hand, which is coming straight out, it executes directly from your cheek to the target. That's what we want, nothing else. The next common mistake is forgetting what this hand position should be at the end of the punch. So if Rach throws the cross out, look at how she did it correctly. Her palm is facing down, but it's very easy to have the hand more like this. Why is it important to do this? A lot of people talk about flipping the hand to create cuts on opponents. I don't know if I believe that as much. Maybe if you're doing boxing and you're doing a long fight, but for me, it's more about drawing the shoulder up. So as she goes here, see how the shoulder naturally drops, but as she flips, it draws in. This provides a natural protection on this side of the head. So it's very important when you throw your shots to flip the hand, and it'll really enforce shoulder tucked tight to the jaw. And then, as we already mentioned, if you remember this hand, the non-punching hand, now you have both sides covered. Now you're not worried about any counter shots coming to your jaw. Tip number 4, and a very common mistake that loads of beginners make when they start off, is people punch, but they only think about their arm. They forget about the whole rest of the body. So let's do it incorrectly first. She throws the punch out, but when she throws, nothing happens through her body. If she throws properly, the whole body should turn. Look at the extra distance she gets. If you throw with just your arm and no body motion, it's basically poop and that's it. And lots of people do that. You see them, flick of the wrist. But what we want to make sure we're doing is the whole body engages right down from the floor into the knee, into the hip, into the shoulder, and then finally into the hand. Full motion throughout the entire body. If you're not utilizing it, it's pretty much the equivalent of trying to throw a baseball like this, as opposed to getting your whole body into it, or golfing like this with no body. The mechanics are very important, which is why you have to make sure you're on tip number 4. And the final tip, which is now not so much technical, but thinking about defense, is neglecting the rechamber. So if Rach throws everything out, she did everything well, just hold it there. She did everything well that we already talked about. Her hands up, she rotated, she flipped here, perfect. Now people go, okay, I'm done with my punch. I threw it out at 100 miles per hour, but I'm gonna pull it back at 50 because you know what, I already did all the work and who cares if I kind of pull back slow and admire my work as I rechamber. But that is a massive mistake. However fast the punch goes out, it probably wants to come back even quicker because as she throws, even though her shoulder's up, she is exposed. So think, throw the punch out and boom, get it back just as fast, if not faster, than it went out. And then you start having a nice crispy punch, which is gonna be really dangerous, no mistakes, or at least no basic mistakes. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much, Rach, for helping us today on this episode. Make sure you head over to Organifi.com/Varga and use that promo code Varga to save 20%. And if you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you have not already, join the channel, get subscribed. I will continue this series and focus on other techniques. If you like the episode, make sure you let me know so I know to continue it. Train hard, guys, and I will see you back here soon for another video.